In today's video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of living in Savannah, Georgia. Let's roll. My name is Philip Randolph. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Coastal Area Partners right here in beautiful Savannah, Georgia. On this channel, we talk all about where people live, work, shop, and play in Savannah. My family moved to Savannah, Georgia 10 years ago, and I wanted to share with you some of the top pros and cons of living in Savannah. 5 pros and 5 cons. And then stick around to the end, I'll have a bonus pro for you. Let's take a look at some of the cons first, and we'll save the good stuff for later. Con number 1, bugs. No matter where you live, we've all experienced different types of bugs in our lives. For the Savannah and surrounding areas, we have some interesting critters down here. No, I'm not talking about those critters. Down here in the low country, we have things called palmetto bugs, no-see-ums, and sand gnats. No, I'm not talking about those sand gnats, but we'll talk about those later on in the video. Palmetto bugs are just a cousin of the cockroach, but with wings. These and any other bugs you may have can simply be taken care of with a regularly scheduled local pest control service. Now, for the no-see-ums or sand gnats, or we just call them gnats, they're tiny mosquito-like bugs, and they bite just like mosquitoes do, but they're so small it's hard to see them. Sand gnats, or gnats, are very common in the low country environments such as Savannah, especially when you're close to the waterfront or the marsh.
So this is my first day of shooting. We're shooting in Georgia. I love Georgia, but y'all gotta do something about the bugs.
You got it, Will. Some popular sprays or repellents for these guys is No Gnats, Rainbow Jungle Formula, or Skin So Soft from Avon. I've even heard you can take a dryer sheet, rub it on your skin, and that will help repel these guys. I've never tried that one myself, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. Con number 2, the heat and the humidity. Given our location here in the southeast, yes, we have some pretty hot and humid summers right here in the Savannah area. For a couple of months out of the year, in July and August, we'll have some pretty hot temperatures from the mid to upper 90s, with humidity is reaching as much as 70%. It's a good thing we have pools, beaches, and of course air conditioning to help us get through these few months of some hot temperatures and humidity. Way to go, Ham. And on the flip side, I'm going to talk a little bit later in the video on how this is actually a pro for Savannah. Con number 3, hurricanes and flood insurance. But yes, living here in the low country on the coast of Georgia, we are prone to experiencing some storms that pass by our coastal city. These can cause flooding in the streets as well as for some homes in low-lying areas. That is why flood insurance can be necessary when purchasing a home in Savannah. Your local realtor can help you determine if the home you want to purchase is at risk in a flood zone and may require flood insurance to purchase that home. We use a website called sages.org. This is a great resource where we can take a look at properties and what flood maps your home falls within. If you live in an X zone, then flood insurance is not required, but many will consider purchasing anyway. But if you live in an AE zone, then your mortgage company you are using to purchase the home will require flood insurance to close on that home. Con number 4, local shopping and retail stores. This was one my wife brought to my attention. As I mentioned earlier, my wife and I moved to Savannah in 2010. We grew up in the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. We pretty much had anything and everything you wanted in terms of stores or retail shops. When we first moved to Savannah, of course, we were missing some of the stores we were accustomed to having to. But over the years, many new stores have come to the Savannah market. Stores such as Hobby Lobby, Kohl's, At Home, Whole Foods, Floor & Decor, Dick's Sporting Goods, and the massive Tanger outlets that was built about 6 years ago. These have been a great addition to the market. There have been many rumors that Costco is coming to town, but nothing confirmed yet. Even with these new retailers in town, many of us are shopping online these days, so I don't think this is an issue as it may have been in the past. Con number 5, no major sports teams. That's right, not only does Savannah not have a major sports team, we lost our minor league baseball team that was affiliated with the New York Mets back in 2015 when they moved to Columbia, South Carolina. They were the Savannah Sand Gnats, and they played here from 2005 until 2015. To attend any major league sports or teams affiliated with professional teams, you'll have to travel 4 to 5 hours to see the Atlanta Falcons, the Braves, the Hawks, or the Atlanta United soccer team. Just 2 hours north, you'll find the Charleston River Dogs, a single-A team of the New York Yankees. And then just 2 hours south on I-95, you'll find the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Jacksonville Armada Football Club, along with several minor league teams. But hold on, Savannah is not without an awesome, fun sports team anymore. Stay tuned to the end of this video and I'm going to tell you about our new team that has an 88-game sellout streak going. Now let's get to the good stuff and talk about the pros of living in Savannah. Pro number 1, the beach. Yes, we have the beach. Tybee Island Beach is just about 18 miles from downtown Savannah, which is about a half an hour drive. Tybee Island is a very popular beach among locals and the tourists. A little over 3,000 people call Tybee home. We'll be doing a video specifically about Tybee coming up soon. Being here on the coast, we have several other beach communities that people love to visit and enjoy. Just an easy drive down the Georgia coast, you'll find St. Simon's Island, Jekyll Island with its driftwood beach, and Cumberland Island National Park. And then just over the bridge of the Savannah River into South Carolina, we'll take you to the ever-popular Hilton Head Island. My wife and I both grew up in Atlanta and spent many summer vacations on Hilton Head Island as kids. Pro number 2, the great weather. So on the flip side of having a couple months in the summer with some hot temperatures is that we have warmer or mild winters. Over the last 10 years, the average temps were around 85 degrees and the average low temps were about 62 degrees. It's not uncommon to find yourself or others wearing shorts on occasion through the typical winter months. Well, if you're tired of shoveling snow, you won't have to worry about that down here. Well, back on January the 3rd, 2018, the stars all aligned, the ducks were all in a row, everything lined up perfectly. And we got 3 inches of snow here in the Savannah area.
This is crazy.
Have you ever seen palm trees with snow on them? Last I heard this happened in Savannah was over 10 years ago. We'll have some colder weather for several months, but we do not have the brutal or ferocious cold winters you'll find up north, in the Midwest, or out west. Pro number 3, historical beauty. Savannah is such a beautiful city that is rich in history and in architecture. It was in 1733 that the city of Savannah was founded by James Oglethorpe when his ship landed on the bluff of the Savannah River. As you drive through many of the streets downtown, you're surrounded by live oaks and buildings hundreds of years old. Whether it's the Oglethorpe Avenue or around Forsyth Park in the spring, the azaleas are blooming and a sight to see. From the Savannah Cotton Exchange on River Street to the Cathedral Basilica of St. John the Baptist, a Roman Catholic cathedral constructed around 1839. There are dozens and dozens of beautiful buildings built over 100 years ago, still part of Savannah today. Nearby in Savannah, you'll find several forts that played major roles in the Civil War. There's Fort Pulaski on Cockspur Island, Fort McAllister out in Richmond Hill, and Old Fort Jackson on the Savannah River. Years ago, when my son was younger, we took part in this opportunity to camp overnight at Fort Jackson in the tents that were similar to the ones that soldiers would sleep in. The kids were dressed up as soldiers and marched around the camp and taught all about the fort and those who served. The next morning, they marched outside to raise the flag and see one of the large cannons fired. This was a great experience for the kids and the adults alike. Pro number 4, restaurants and seafood. This is one of my favorite things about living in Savannah, especially in the downtown area. You won't find the downtown area of Savannah loaded up with franchise-style restaurants. Scattered throughout downtown and surrounding communities are many locally owned and created restaurants that we love to visit. Once you get a little ways outside of downtown, such as the South Side or further out in Pooler, you'll find more common franchise establishments as well as some local stuff too. The list is way too long to cover all of them here, but some of our favorites include the Shell House Seafood Restaurant, North Beach Grill on Tybee Island, Alligator Soul, Vic's on the River, or Trailer Park downtown, with a stop at Leopold's Ice Cream that's been around for 100 years. Then we would move on to Tequila's Town Mexican or the Driftaway Cafe in Sandfly. There's one place we have not tried yet but seems to be very popular, and that's Miss Wilkes Diner. It's only open for lunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and you'll find yourself in a long line with many other fans like this to get a seat at the family-style dining tables enjoying Southern comfort-style menus. Let's not forget about one great thing about living on the coast in a city like Savannah, and that is fresh, local seafood. How fresh? Well, I can leave my house and drive about a mile down the road to a nearby house on a quiet street and get fresh shrimp right off the boats from Dubberly Seafood. Georgia white shrimp, whether it's just a shrimp boil or a full-on low-country boil. If you love fresh seafood, especially shrimp, then you're gonna love living in Savannah. Pro number 5, the Savannah Bananas. The what? Yes, the Savannah Bananas. Earlier in the video, I mentioned we used to have a minor league baseball team that was affiliated with the New York Mets, and they were called the Savannah Sandgnats. When the Sandgnats left in 2015, many wondered what would become of Grayson Stadium and who might replace them. The Savannah Bananas is a summer college baseball team, part of the 16-team Coastal Plain League throughout North and South Carolina. The Savannah Bananas became the first team in Georgia to become part of this league. Within the first 24 hours of revealing the name Savannah Bananas, they received national attention on SportsCenter, Good Morning America, and went viral on social media. After the initial shock of the name, the community surrounded the team. In the first year, they broke stadium attendance records with 18 of the 25 games sold out. They went on to win the Coastal League Championship their first year. With a mascot like Split, they not only played great baseball, but they provided amazing and fun entertainment for the fans before, during, and after the games. You should check out their YouTube channel, a link in the description below. The Savannah temperatures are not the only hot thing around here. The Savannah Bananas tickets have become one hot item, and it shows through their 88-game sellout streak. And now the bonus pro for living in Savannah, coming up next. But first, if you're considering a move to the Savannah area, I want to recommend 2 things for you. First, download my free relocation guide on helpful information when making your move to the Savannah area. It's linked down in the description below. Second, consider subscribing to my channel, as we will be providing new videos weekly on all things Savannah that could be helpful in your move. Now on to the bonus pro about living in Savannah. Affordability. Whether it's a condo or townhome, or single-family homes in various communities around Savannah, to a beachfront home or a waterfront home, Savannah is more affordable than similar cities along the coast. In a cost of living video I did, we are 10% below the national average, and then 8% below nearby Jacksonville, Florida, and 10% below Charleston, South Carolina. The median home price for the Savannah area is about $265,000. Within about 25 to 30 miles from Savannah, you'll find all types of homes here. From condos or townhomes downtown, various single-family communities such as Midtown or Southside, waterfront homes on the islands, gated communities, golf course communities, beachfront homes on Tybee Island, and then out in the suburbs, larger lots or even small farms. We pretty much have it covered here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're considering a move to the Savannah area, don't forget the relocation guide down in the description below. And then check out one of these other videos about living in Savannah, and I'll see you on the next video.